Well, hi everyone. Welcome to my channel, my plus size grandma reality show. So, guess what my plus size grandma is doing today? And it's gonna be audio only. I am talking in audio only today, cause of course her sister's house ain't right, and we praying that one day I will be able to go live from inside the house, and I'm not in the car, so we're just gonna cover the cameras. Is that all right with y'all? So I'm still here trying to get this house straightened up. But I put on TikTok. I stopped and started watching TikTok. And Jackson was on there saying that when a woman is single for a long time, it's not always because nobody just don't want her, but it's because she's intelligent. And I said, well, dog, an intelligent woman might just get tired of hearing that as an excuse of why she's single. You know what I'm saying? Because I get told that all the time. Oh, you so intelligent, this and intelligent that. And at the same time, it's like when I start getting to know guys and to know a little bit about my dating life, y'all, I have been single going on maybe 13 years. I've been single, but I've had some situationships along the way, okay? And I was just always told that about being intelligent. And I didn't put it together with that's why I've been single for a long time. But I can tell you why I'm single for a long time. I can't tell you why anybody else is single like that. So I've been single, like I said, 13 years. And the reason why I'm still single is because the last guy I was with, I stayed with him 15 years. And I'm sorry, y'all, if you can hear me kind of throwing up a little. I'm sorry. Trigger warning. Okay, so I stayed with that guy 15 years, and we had the best romance ever. No, we didn't. Oh my God, we didn't. We had a disaster of a romance. I will not even sit there and lie, but we had moments that were good. But the majority of that relationship was horrible. I mean, horrible. But I stayed in it 15 years because I was not as intelligent as I thought I was, but I learned from that. I should have been gone out of that relationship the first year because it was a lot of fussing, cussing. You talk about domestic violence. We were I want to say king and queen of domestic violence at the parties. At parties we went to, homes we attended, we were just king and queen of drama, and we would fight every day. I mean, it was a horrible relationship. So when I came out of that relationship, I didn't realize how damaged I was. Because at the time when I came out of it, all I remember is that he cheated on me. And it was a lot of cheating going on. And he didn't know that his phone was not hung up. Back then we had them little cell phones, the flip phones. He didn't know that it wasn't hung up. Was it the flip phone? No, we were just coming out of the flip phone era, and we just had started using open face cell phones, and so he didn't know how to really cut it on or cut it off. So he thought he hung up the phone, and he didn't. I heard every word he said. I heard him begging another woman to be his lady and telling her that he was gonna buy her all this stuff, and it was stuff he was promising her in one phone call that he never promised me in 15 years. That was my eye-opening moment that said, girl, you stupid. You better get up out of there. And I prayed to God. I said, Lord, I've been praying to you for a long time for you to change this man, and he ain't changed at all. And I said, so this time I'm coming to you to pray for me. Change me. Change how I feel toward this situation. And so God did change my heart toward that situation. I left him that same night and never got into a relationship again. That was 13 years ago. I left that man. And I've been single ever since. Now I have talked to guys, but I have not got to a point where I feel comfortable bringing a man home. I told myself, because I went through so much with that man, y'all. I told myself I ain't bringing another man home with me. If he wants to talk to me and he wants to be with me, he gonna have to show himself worthy of my just being around me. And I don't mean that I'm trying to put the man where he got to jump through hoops to be in my presence, but he got to act like a man. He got to act with some common sense, okay? Because that last relationship, it wasn't a lick of common sense in that relationship on my side or his side. So I said that the man could not come here if he want to take me out and stuff. I chose to go the more Christian way this time. My belief is in Jesus. I'm a faith believer, y'all. So I chose this time to go the Christian route because I done the other routes and my heart got broke so many times. I mean, I didn't even realize my heart was broken until I really became single. And that pain, that emotional pain from that toxic relationship did not even hit me until I would say it was about 6 months later, maybe a year later. A year later, around a year later, that's when the emotional pain started hitting from those breakups that I had. It started hitting, and that's when my self-esteem started going down. And I think it was mainly because I was going out singing every weekend, and I just kept living life, and I didn't take time to stop and really deal with the pain that I was in. I didn't even realize I was in pain, tell you the truth. So when I did stop going on the road to sing and stuff, and I finally had to sit at home and chill a little bit to myself, it was those hours that I was in this home by myself when I started realizing that something was wrong with me on the inside. I said I never cried over no broken relationships. I mean, I was with that man 15 years and I walked away from that relationship as if it never existed. Never brought it up again. I didn't bring it back up until I started talking about it as part of my motivational speaking, but I wasn't healed in that area. So once I started getting healed in the area, I decided that I just did not want to be in no type of relationship that I had to baby. I don't want no man that's a mama's boy that I got to just keep raising over and over. That was hard work. Do y'all know how hard it is to raise a grown man? And that grown man don't never raise. You don't never raise him. He stays the same. When you have somebody that is very codependent on everybody else validating them and knows how to manipulate your mind and get stuff out of you. When I got out of that, I didn't want no other relationship. I learned my lesson in that. Don't bring them home. You ain't got to worry about it. And so I ain't brought nobody home. And I've been here this whole time single. Like I said, I was mingling and stuff, but I never got into any deep relationships. Now the question is, why didn't I ever get? If I was out here dating and stuff, why I didn't just get with somebody and finally settle down all these years? Well, glad y'all asked. Let me tell you why. Because nobody wanted to settle down. The generation in the era that we're in right now, people don't want relationships. They want situationships. They do not care to be committed. They want to be free. They want to be open. People want open marriages, open relationships these days, and that's not what I want. I don't want to share my man. Okay? I don't want to share him like that. And that's part of the reason why I'm still single. I have not found anybody that has the same values and morals that I do on my level. And when I heard Jackson say it's because of intelligence that a woman stays single for so long, I'm like, come on now. Let's be honest. Let's be real about it. Intelligence is not because we don't want a man. We ain't even single by choice. We single because that's what's offered to us at this time. That's what's offered to us. There is no choice for the woman who already has her mind made up about who she really wants to be with. I mean, I'm just being real. As a woman who has been single for a long time, and I know that I have intelligence, but that don't mean nothing when it comes down to relationships. Being intelligent means nothing. It goes straight out the door. Because love make you crazy, love make you foolish, love will make you do some things that you never thought you would do before. And on my part, I say I'm single because um how can I put it? Let's see. I'm single because I won't give up the draws. I'm single because it's just certain things I just can't deal with. I mean, it's like once my mind is made up, my mind is made up. I'm single because I'm still possibly working through some things in my life because I do have it's not that I want things to be just right or perfect, but I don't want to feel stupid in a relationship. I don't want to feel stupid. I don't want to feel like I'm in a one-sided relationship. And the men that I have talked to over the last few years, they have made it all one-sided. They are like, they want me to call and text, but they don't want to call and text back. Like I tried the dating app the other day, and a guy doesn't know me from Adam and Eve or Adam and Steve, and this guy tells me, he says, you show are beautiful. I say, yes, thank you. And then he proceeds to say, well, look, I got to go to work in the morning. Can you give me a wake up call at 9 o'clock in the morning? And I'm like, give you a wake up call? Brother, I don't even know you. How you gonna already be asking me to do things for you and I don't even know you? So that's one reason why I'm still single. Because I'm not finna play the girlfriend role. I'm not finna play girlfriend or wifey role to somebody I'm not committed to. And that makes me unattractive. That makes me unattractive to men. Because the men these days, they want to have it their way. They're not about commitment. They'll stay with you. They'll have sex with you. They'll even make you feel good one day out of the week. But the rest of the time, no. They don't want that. And I don't think being intelligent has anything to do with that. I just think that, well, it could. But I just, because no, it couldn't. Because I'm going to tell you why. Even intelligent women have been with bad men. Okay? Intelligent women got their, everything is game on. They got their money right. They got their head on their shoulder right. But if that man gives that woman something that if that man gives that woman something that she's really desiring, he can manipulate all that. And that intelligence will go straight out the window. Especially once you start having sex without marriage, premarital sex. Once you do that, all that common sense goes out the window. All it takes is a little bit. It don't take a lot. Because a woman can easily get addicted to a man. A man don't easily get addicted to a woman, but a woman gets easily addicted to a man. Like a man could be her drug of choice. And once he becomes her drug of choice, that intelligence goes out the window. And he don't gotta even be in a relationship with her for that to happen. I've seen it too many times. And around this area that I live in, I've seen it too many times. You don't gotta be in no relationship with nobody to lose your intelligence. I lost my intelligence to guys I wasn't even in a relationship with. I was just out here having fun with them. I was in a situationship. I remember one guy. I told him, I said, "Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. This was the third year that I was single. I said, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not looking for a boyfriend or a husband. I said, I'm just looking for somebody that I wanna just, do the nash with. That's what I was looking for. Back then we was calling it Blackavellis and stuff like that. And so when I finally met a guy that I wanted to do it with, he was cool with it. Problem was, I was intelligent until I laid down with him. The moment I slept with that man was the moment my intelligence left the building. Because we continued this little love affair on for years and years, and nothing never came out of it except that. So the intelligence had nothing to do with it. It left the building as soon as I laid down. And other women are the same way. Not every, well, I wouldn't say all of them. When I talk, I'm not talking about everybody, but certain women. Certain women, we just go foolish over, we go foolish over good sex. Let me say it like that, okay? We go foolish over it. And if we get it and we like it, we stick with that person. The sad part is that we lose ourselves and we undervalue ourselves. And that doesn't change the man. The man still goes out and he'll get with 5, 6 other women, and we'll still be running around crazy about that one guy. So I wouldn't say that being single for so long is because of intelligence. I would say, in my case, women that are like me, I'm single because right now I'm not what the market wants. I'm not what they want right now. I'm 47 years old. I don't, I would say people are more hooked up on looks nowadays. You got to have a full set of teeth. I don't have that. I don't have that to offer. And I don't know when that's going to be possible to get. You know, people are set on bodies. I mean, now plus size bodies are welcome everywhere. Do you hear me? Plus size bodies are welcome everywhere. But not every man has the courage to step out in public with a plus size woman. Mm. Not every man. Some men have the courage to step out and be with a plus size woman proudly, happy that she's his. But then there's some who are like, you know what? You got that cushion. A little weight don't bother me. You got that cushion. We can cush. Yeah, we can hit the hotel. We can hit your bedroom, wherever you want to do it. We can do it anywhere, except we can't go in public. We cannot go in public together. We can't be seen together because it's going to be hard on my image. I remember the first time a man told me that it wasn't good for his image to be seen with me. And I was like, what are you talking about? I had never been done like that where I was just flat out told that. I was like, what are you talking about? Is it my size? He was like, you're a very beautiful woman. And this, I had all my teeth then, y'all. And he was like, I like your body and you carry yourself well, but we just cannot go in public. We can meet at nighttime. And that was the only time he wanted to meet at night. Well, my little dumb self, I said, what time? I said, what time? And he would be like 12 o'clock at night. So here I am, getting myself together, taking me a little shower and stuff, getting to smell good on, and going out this house, sneaking out this house. I call myself sneaking out of my own house. Won't nobody even hear at the time. But sneaking out of my own house to go meet a man who did not want to even be with me in public. I did that for about 2 years. 2 years. That's little incidents like that is what kept me single. Because those were little distractions, little foxes, little fiery darts, looking good, had me feeling good, but no public acknowledgement, none of that. Everything was good. We were acting like a couple in the dark and in the light like we didn't even know each other. So that was no intelligence in that. And I think only what this brother was talking about women are so intelligent that have been single for so long. I think what he failed to mention is that the reason why we were single for so long because we were fooling around in situationships. That's why we were single for so long. Because we had men on the side who won't commit and they won't emotionally invest it, so they didn't even count. That's why we were single for so long. We couldn't count them in public. We couldn't acknowledge them in public. So therefore, in the back of our little small minds, we pretended like they didn't exist until nighttime. That's why a lot of women are still single, because they can't acknowledge what they're in publicly. That hurted me so bad to realize, as beautiful as he kept telling me I was not even worthy enough to be in public with him. And so that's just something to be mindful of, that the single women you see that have been single for a long time, it's a saying out there that everybody got somebody somewhere. You might not see them. Or just because she's single don't mean she's lonely. Ooh, I know so many women that have said that. I said that too. Just because you see me single don't mean I'm lonely. And I thought I was saying something. I thought I was doing something by saying that. No, that meant I was hurt. That meant I was blind. That meant I was playing with somebody who didn't want to be seen in the light. That's what that meant. And it hurts to be like that. But after a while, you start laughing it off so that you can just brush off the pain, even though it feels awkward. I had some homegirls, good homegirls in the music industry. We all beautiful. We all out here just having a good time doing what we do in the music industry. And what happened? We all started meeting this guy. No kidding, this guy. I would come on Facebook and throw some shade at him because he didn't want to be seen in the light. Then I look at my friend's page, and she throw shade because the person didn't want to be seen in the light that she was with either. Then there was two other women who were like watching our pages. Then they started posting about how draining out they was. And before long, I started putting together. I said, wait a minute. We sound like we're talking about the same man. It sounds like we're all talking about the same man. And I didn't have the courage to ask them, are you talking to my man? I didn't have that courage to ask. However, one of them had the courage to ask. They inboxed me on Facebook and they asked me, they said, hey, are you talking to the same guy that I'm talking to? And I was like, who are you talking to? And we started exchanging back and forth, what was going on, back and forth and who we were talking to. And then finally she was like, well, what's his name? I said, well, you tell me yours name first. I want to know who you talking to, because you might be talking to who I'm talking to. So I want to know if I need to deny this thing right now or if I need to claim this thing. So what she did, she told me who she was talking to. I said, girl, we in trouble. That's the same man I'm talking to. Then there's the other two that come up and say the same thing. They asked the same question because it got where when we was posting, it would sound like we was talking about the same man, and come to find out we were talking about the same man. He didn't want any of us in the light. So it was a him problem, but we were the dummies. It was like we was on a whole, I don't even know. We was on a whole game of stupid. Who could be the dumbest in nighttime relationships? So that goes to show you that intelligence can go right out the door. As soon as a woman meets a man that she really wants, or somebody that she's laid down with and got sexual chemistry with. Because I'm telling you right now, sexual chemistry would take away your smartness, would take away your health. Sexual chemistry, it will just make you like dumb. And it's addicting. It's a high that you keep chasing from this person that doesn't want anything to do with you, really. They just they just need their time that they. I used to tell the guy, let me tell you what I used to tell him when we would get up. I'd be like, "You so tired. You always so tired when I see you." I was his place to come for sleep. She was his place to go to for hyper entertainment, and to make him look like he was doing something. Come on now. He had a woman for everything. That one over there was the one he claimed, but she didn't really claim him like that. Then there's another one back here in the back who he just flat out denied, but she was the money girl. She was the one with the money. So he held on to her for the money and whatever sex he could get. So you see, he had all of us playing these roles, and we caught on to what he was doing. Now, to God be the glory, did none of us fall out with each other, but we sure let him have it. We lost our intelligence, our emotional intelligence to a sexual high. We lost who we were to a man we thought was going to commit to us eventually. Commitment never happened. That's why some of us are still single. Because we sat around and we waited and waited and waited to become the main chick. And it never happened. Well, y'all, come to find out, the brother was married. That's why none of us could never be the main chick, because we found out later on he was married. And boy, I beat myself up so bad about that, because that was one of my strictest rules, is don't ever take nothing that don't belong to you. And that includes men. If that's not your man, don't you get with him. And this man then told me he won't married. Didn't tell me he had, but I think at the time he told me he had one child. Because I found out he had multiple children, multiple baby mamas. But here I was supposedly be intelligent. Even he was bragging on how intelligent I was, because he knew he was making a fool out of me. So just because a woman is single for a long time does not mean it's because of intelligence. Sometimes it means that she got all these play guys on the side who are playing with her and toying with her. And then when the real thing comes along, she doesn't recognize it, because she's been hurt so many times by the side boys, the toy boys, the nighttime boys. Isn't that something? And to be honest, y'all, I don't talk about that a lot, but as I get older and I know my worth now, I know now I don't want to sneak. I want to sneak out of the house if I'm doing the shot calling, but I don't want to sneak out of the house no more, just because somebody says, "Hey, let's go have a sex date." I don't want that. I'm getting older, and I want to have a good life. I want a man who wants me, who acknowledges me, who loves me, who respects me. I want a man who God sends to find me. That's the type of guy I want. I want to be found working. I want to be found working on myself, working on my home goals, supporting my children, helping my grandchildren. I want to be found doing community services, helping out in my church. I want to be found working. I don't want to be just out here saying that, hey, I'm going to wait for him to find me and then I'm going to start doing this and I'll start doing that. No, I want to do it now. And it's taken me so many years of working on myself to get to this point where I could just look and say, no, you're not my type, or we can be friends, but I don't see us going anywhere else. And I've had to say that. I've had to be honest with guys and just say, no, I'm sorry. I just don't like the way you said that or you did that. And because of that, I don't think we're going to make it like that, because I know how I am. See, that's why you got to get to know yourself. Because once you know yourself, you know what you want to accept and what you don't want to accept. I didn't know myself back then. When I was talking to those guys and stuff, I did not know myself. I got on the podcast where it was, let me tell you, I did this podcast, and I've been doing this podcast since 2016. And on the podcast, I did a section called Confessions. And on this confession thing, because I didn't know myself back then, I had a list of numbers. Now, guys sometimes keep a black book, but now you keep your cell phone and you just name it the Home Improvement Center or Walmart, and it be a woman number. Okay? But back in the day, this was around 2008, I had these tablets, and these tablets were full of numbers. I came up with 75 numbers. I found some of my old tablets back when I did this podcast called Confessions, and 75 numbers was in there. One man won't work, I'll go down the list and find another one. That's how it was. How did I end up talking to so many men? Well, this thing called the chat line. And I didn't want to get any of them confused, so I would write their names down. I'd write their age down. I'd write a little something about them down to make me remember who they are. And that's how I ended up with the names. I would write where they were from, what they like to talk about, their jobs. I mean, it was like it was a whole thing. Like, I was very well organized at what I was doing, because I was very sure that if this one don't work, this one right here will. And just like the guy had did us for women, that's how I had did men. When one wouldn't work in one area, I had them labeled off so that I knew who was for what. Well, when I gave my life to God, I stopped playing that game because it was just a game to me. That was part of the reason why I stayed single for so long too. I was out here playing games, just seeing what it was like. Intelligence had nothing to do with it, because if I had been intelligent, I wouldn't have been doing that, certainly, because I met some dangerous guys. You hear me? On that list of 75, about 5 of them tried to take my life. These were guys I didn't know, but I was foolish enough to think that, this world don't got people that are evil out here. And I would meet them. I thought I had it all down packed. I would meet them at gas stores. I would meet them, in well-lit areas, at restaurants and stuff. Not knowing that a lot can go down at a restaurant in 0.5 seconds. A lot can go down. So out of those 75, 5 of them wanted me dead. 10 of them became stalkers. One of them became a real dangerous stalker. He was so dangerous that I had to change my phone number, everything. Thank God he never knew where I lived at. But he became real dangerous. One of the 75 trapped me. This was one I had been talking to for a while. Thought I knew him. He trapped me in his house and surrounded me with 100 black cats. Trapped me in his house. I went there. We were supposed to just watch a movie, and I was supposed to meet his mother and watch a movie with the family and eat with the family. Little did I know that this guy that I was meeting, he had killed his mother in that house that I was at. And when I got there, I didn't think nothing about it at first. And um it was like he just signaled these cats, and these cats came out of nowhere and just surrounded me. But not before I looked up and I was like, where's your mom at? And, because I'm supposed to be meeting her and stuff. And he was telling me, oh, mom's back there in the bedroom. I got to go give her medicine and stuff. And I was like, okay. I didn't go check because, that was my first time there. And the mom was supposed to be, up in the 80s. And I was like, okay, I'll wait for you here. And so instead of him coming back and saying, Mama's back here, you come meet her, he comes out of the room. This dude has on his mama's robe, his mama's hair, his mama's night hair thing, the thing, bonnet. That's what I'm looking for. Bonnet is what we wear. He had on her bonnet, he had on her pink slippers, and he looked at me, and I'll never forget it. He was tying the robe a certain kind of way. And he was like, come on back here and meet my mama. And it scared me because when he answered the door, that wasn't how he answered the door. Well, that did not go well, y'all. I will not tell y'all the details of what really happened that night for my sake and how I feel about that. But it really went left. And like I said, when I escaped, it was 100 cats that surrounded me. And when I tell you 100 cats, 100 cats. It was so many that I could not even move my car out of the driveway. I have never seen that many in all my life. They had my car surrounded. They was on the hood of my car. They was on the back of my car. They was still coming from the back of his house, inside of his house. I mean, y'all, I am not exaggerating. That one right there stopped the whole thing. It stopped me from going on the chat line. Back then, it was Quest. I stopped. I don't want to ever experience that again. When I got home, it came on the news that this guy had done killed his mother. And you talk about somebody laying in the bed. I laid in that bed and I just cried and cried. And it was just a mess. Anyways, let me zone back in with y'all. Let me get back here. But that was a mess. And that's why I say sometimes it's not intelligence that keeps us single. And I know women want to hear that and want to be told that you're so smart and, you're so independent and, you do all these things by yourself. But truth be told, when you see a woman doing things by herself like that, that woman really do need some real friends in her life. She really do need God in her life. And if there's a man willing to accept her the way she is, then she needs him too. I'm not going to ever say that I don't need a man, because there's been so many times here that I wish I would have had a man to just help out around the house, the emotional support. But I don't want no man like that one that was up there. Y'all, when I tell y'all, that was really, like, I don't even know how. I did process that, by the way. I processed it. And when I did, it was one of them times when I was just like, Lord, thank you. It was one of them times when I just became so thankful and grateful, because that man wanted to take my life the way he did his mother's. He had all these pills lined up. And I mean, I can't even tell y'all the details of it, because that was a real case. It was a real thing. But he had it was so many red flags there that said, girl, get out immediately. See, I really didn't even go in the house on my own. He just kind of like snatched me in there. I was standing at the door and he pulled me in and he locked it so quick till I couldn't help myself. Emotional intelligence. I didn't have that at that time because when you are hurt, when you are going through pain, emotional pain, you do not think clearly. It's hard to think clearly. Everybody thought I was so smart. Everybody thought I was so good at making the best decisions, and that made me make worse decisions. The smarter they thought I was, the more reckless I really was with my life out here in the dark. In the light, I was an angel. Looked like I could do no wrong. Knew how to fix everybody else's problems, but I never told people what my problem was. I never told them. I never told them that I was hurting because I didn't know I was hurting. I just know I started acting out, and that's how I came across these 75. Now, what happened to the rest of them? After that incident with that guy, y'all, I stopped talking to everybody on the chat line. I went cold turkey for the next 3 years, did not talk to anybody, and I just let it go. And I did end up meeting somebody else, but as far as those went, I stopped. And I will say this: do not go on these chat lines and these dating websites thinking that you're getting whole people, because you're not. You're going to get people on there that are jacked up, mentally tormented, spiritually dead people. They may seem so wonderful at first, but then when you get to know them, or you really get to talking to them, or you may meet them, it's a totally different person. And I'm not saying that's for all, because I know there have been some good marriages that came off these chat lines and stuff, but for the most part, take care of yourself in that area. Stay in those lighted areas and don't be stupid like I was. Do not go to somebody's house thinking you're going to meet their parents and stuff. Meet them somewhere else. Meet them at a restaurant or something. Don't go to their house. Don't let your first date be at their house. That was my mistake. Okay, so moving on. Um, I will say that there is a great number of women as well that are emotionally intelligent. And the reason why they've been single for a long time is because they don't want to go through that pain no more. They know what it feels like to hurt. They know what it feels like to have everything snatched from under you: finances, your body, your sanity. A lot of these women fought hard to keep their mind, especially those that was in narcissistic relationships. Just fought to keep their mind. And once you come out of that thing, you don't want to go back. And you don't want nobody that resembles it. And that's why they stay single. Fear. And I deal with fear. I deal with fear like that now. Because I be wanting to date, but then it's like soon as the brother begin to sound like somebody I know, that's when I don't want them. And I have issues in that area. I ain't gonna lie. I am not gonna lie. But I also want to be loved, and so I'm not going to deny love. And if I feel like the dude, he may have a little error here and there, I'll give him a little shot. But yeah, can't always go by intelligence. Okay. All right, y'all. So I'm going to get off of here, but I thank y'all for listening. And I would say watching, but y'all, let me tell y'all, these last 3 minutes, let me talk to you. I am in the midst of cleaning up my living room, and I have not done nothing since I came in here to do it. I got one bag of stuff, and that's it. So I've got a little bit more stuff to do in here and some wipe downs before I go to bed. And that's probably going to be it for the night. And maybe watch some more Golden Girls. And y'all, I do these audios because of the simple fact my house is a mess. I'm not even gonna front with you. I don't have the strength to sit here and pretend like I got it going on when I'm going through this time in my life. I'm going through trials and tribulations that some have been through and some just don't understand and some 80% don't care. So that's the where I'm at in life right now. And I'm still trying to move about the dating field. I'm not giving up on myself just because my house ain't up to standards that I want. I mean, who knows? God may send a man here that says, hey, let me help you fix it up. I'm really like that. And I try to get out of that mindset, but it's so hard to get out of it because I was so used to having everything my way and being able to get things fixed just like that. Whatever I wanted, all I had to do was speak it, and I had it. Now, God is allowing me to work for things now. I was working back then too, but I was foolish, and now I'm going back doing it the right way. So my home is not the way I want it. It's not the way I would want people to see it, and it's got a lot of work. My walls, some areas have walls, and some areas don't. Some areas are just covered up. And let me see. I have the material to fix it, but I don't have the money to pay people to fix it. Can I put it like that? So I have boxes through here. Let me see. I might show y'all a little something. Uh, Let me see. I don't know. That's scary. I'm not used to that, y'all. Let me see. I gotta see which way this camera is. I have it taped off. Well, no, you're not gonna get to see it. Maybe I'll take pictures afterwards and post. But I have plywood and stuff. It's just not put up. So my house isn't ready for viewing. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. And if y'all want to see what I was talking about, go watch Jax. I don't know if y'all know Jax, but he's the relationship guru. Yep, the one that cheated on his wife and all that stuff and got in a relationship with somebody else. But he was talking about this on TikTok is where I saw it at. I can't even tell you who page to go to on it. Just put in there, I don't know, when women are single for a long time. And the answer why I have been single is it's a combination of things. My intelligence has nothing to do with it. Well, yeah, it do too. It has something to do with it. It do. I don't want to be hurt either. I don't know about y'all, but I don't want to be hurt. And it's hard to take a chance, and you don't know. And when I finally muster up the nerve to take a chance, what happens? The guy ends up being a deadbeat. Or something be wrong with him. Last two guys, okay, I gave them a chance. And I was like, I really feel like I'm really, like, this ain't really it. And they look so on their pages, and even when I talk to a guy in person, they looked so well put together, but then I found out they had mental issues. And that is scary out here. Ooh, ooh, it's scary out here. I ain't even gonna lie. Because those guys, one guy went slam off on me. He didn't really know me like that, but we talked on the phone for about 5 days. That 6th day, he went off, and I hadn't said or done nothing out of the way, and I feel like if I gotta walk on eggshells around you, then that's clearly a sign that we don't need to be together. Mm-hmm. And then the other guy, I talked to him. I actually had met him before I decided to go out and eat with him. That was a disaster. Let me tell you what happened. That guy, he didn't look all that. But I was like, you know what? I'm when people tell y'all when people tell y'all don't be going by the looks, the devil is a lie. You might better go by some looks. And I say this so that you can see who the real them is. See, I looked over this man's looks and I was like, okay, he sounds like a really nice guy. And I went out with him, and that was the worst thing I could have done. Lord, that man. We met at my favorite lake, and he went to go order some tacos for us. And I was like, yes, we're going to eat some tacos. Yes. This guy comes back. Mind you now, I'm a big woman. I'm a plus size, for real. I'm like one of them voluptuous, however you say it. But I'm one of them. I'm one of them super women. This guy go and buy 2 tacos. He brought 2 tacos, came back, sat down and said, these are for you. I said, where's yours? And he said, I couldn't get me none. And I could not sit there and eat those 2 tacos in front of him and he looking at me like he all hungry. The guy said he didn't want no tacos, but he kept giving me the puppy eyes like he was hungry. And I was like, you know what? I can't even do this. And I said, here, you want one of these tacos? Then when he gets the taco, he eats like he ain't ate in I don't know when. And he starts like, I can't even describe this thing he did with his neck to put the taco in his mouth. It, anyways, that that was it. I said, sir, I am so sorry. This is not gonna work out. But I'm glad I got to know you, and I wish the best for you. I just had to be honest with him because I wasn't finna play with that man. And I'm gonna tell you why I wasn't finna leave that man on and play with him. Because that man clearly had some issues. I could not see those issues the first time I met him. He wasn't like that. But this next time I met him, he was like a total different person. And come to find out he was on medication and hadn't been long got out of a place. So that was scary too. And but I know the right person is out here for all of the single ladies that are still waiting and stuff. Just hang on. Just keep hanging on. Be encouraged. Don't give up. Don't settle for less. Please go by some looks. I don't care what people say. You better be able to look at people and be able to read their spirit. Because, see, I overlook the looks. Going by what people say, you might find your blessing in a man who don't look like what you want him to look like. And so that's what I was going by. But then when I took a second look at that man looked like he had some kind of, I want to say, demonic look on him. Because the way his body just went limp and stuff, I mean, that wasn't nothing natural about that. That was like kind of satanic. And I was like, I don't, you know what you know when you know. And that was that. But don't give up. Please go buy some looks. Look at them. And when I say that, don't think that you're more than anyone, but at least try and see what they're all about before you discard them. Because we the only ones been hurt. Others been hurt too. So we can't be selfish like that and just think that, hey, let's just start throwing men away day. No. Sometimes the one you don't want is the one that you need. And so far, I haven't found that one. And that one hasn't found me. We haven't ran into each other yet. But I got a feeling it won't be long. Yeah. All right. So I am getting up out of here. Thank y'all. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Be on the lookout for my podcast, which I will be sharing on this channel. It's already a few already shared on this channel. But I did one today called Hello Life, and it was about cleaning this living room that still ain't clean. It's still not clean because once I get on the phone, it's like everything else just goes out the mind. Like, what am I supposed to be doing? Okay. Okay, y'all. So I'm going to let y'all go. Yeah, like and subscribe and share this podcast. Share this video with somebody. And if you like the audio videos, let me know. Because sometimes I feel like I talk better with just audio rather than just looking at me. But hopefully I will get my house fixed up where you can finally look and see what that's like. All right. And shout out to all my single ladies out there. Don't give up.